When the trailers for the first Kingsman film came out, I wasn't particularly enamoured with them. I thought they looked a little bit hokey, the CGI didn't quite look finished in them. But when I saw the film, I was blown away by it. Absolutely loved that first Kingsman film. So I was really excited for this one. You know, you got the same creative team back, you got all the same actors back, even Colin Firth, bizarrely, given what happened to him in the first film. But yeah, so, you know, no reason to not be excited. Now this film follows a story in which the Kingsmen are kind of wiped out. You know, this enemy played by Julianne Moore. She's a big drug dealer. She's trying to get her products all around the world, and well, she already is doing great to a great success. But she wants recognition for it. She wants paying for it, and so she wipes out practically the whole of the Kingsman organisation. And the few survivors, Eggsy and Mark Strong's character, who I can't remember the name of at this point, they go to America. There's a particular thing that leads them to America where they find essentially a sister company called Statesman. And they must team up together in order to stop Julianne Moore's character. Don't get me wrong, there are quite a lot of things in this film to enjoy. There are, you know, some really great action beats, which you kind of come to expect from Matthew Vaughn. You know, fight scenes that have really daring camera work in them, kind of dizzying camera work at times, that kind of leave you breathless, and I like that stuff. But I kind of felt like in the first film, all the character stuff was handled better, and the characters were more likeable. I felt more invested in what was going on. Here, they kind of wipe out certain characters fairly early on that actually I became reasonably invested with in the first film. And then they bring back characters from the first film that I wasn't invested in at all because they were barely even bit players, and they turn them into big characters here and don't really give me much more reason to invest in them than they did in the first one. Julianne Moore is pretty good in this. She doesn't do anything that particularly stretches her, but she does get to kind of show some comic chops, which I know she's capable of anyway. And yeah, she's quite a twisted woman, quite sinister, but in a very 1950s cheap, chipper kind of Happy Days way, which is a bizarre thing to behold. Mark Strong is an actor that I really like, but his Scottish accent in this is terrible. I don't remember him having it in the first film, but he must have done. It's been a while since I've seen it. But yeah, it's not a good accent, and I don't really see the need as to why they had to have him. And if they were going to have a Scottish character, why not just cast a Scottish actor? That's no disrespect to Mark Strong, because like I say, I do love him as an actor. But here, it's just not working for me with that accent. One of the things that I was looking forward to with this film, which was from the trailers, is Channing Tatum as this kind of gung-ho American type. I really wanted to see him and Eggsy go on this adventure together and kind of like be a bit like these cop films where you put two mismatched people together, you know, that kind of thing, and it's really not that at all. Those who are expecting a lot of screen time from Channing Tatum, I think you're going to be pretty disappointed. And again, that's a shame, because Tatum has proved he's got comic chops, and I think the scenes that he's in are quite amusing, they're quite entertaining. So when he disappears, I actually felt it. So much of what I loved about the first film was really seeing this fish out of water. This character, Eggsy, who's basically a street punk, going on this journey, being trained, being taught manners. You know, manners maketh the man. But that isn't really here in this one, because he's become the man. Obviously, that was his journey in the first film. And he still has that kind of street attitude that he brings to situations, but it's just not quite as thick and full on as it was in the first film. Like I say, that's one of the things that endeared me to his character in the first film. One of the things that I enjoyed most. There are certain visual tricks that are used here as well that kind of takes away a certain freshness from it, because I feel like I've seen them before. You know, this character, this Julianne Moore character, she's using this drug to spread this virus. And how do we tell that people have this virus? Well, we see their veins under their skin turning blue. And I feel like I've seen this now in so many things, particularly TV programs. It's like, it's become the default setting to show that someone's been infected with something. Oh, you see it going through their veins. You know, it's fair enough. We start to use a certain cinematic language. Things become, you know, the thing to use to show a certain thing, but it just, like I say, it takes away a certain element of freshness. I know it sounds like I'm really ragging on this film, but because of how much I loved the first one, I mean, the first one was in my top 10 of that year, it just means that actually I was holding this up to a higher standard. Now by a lot of other blockbuster movies, summer movies, this is still pretty good film. You know, it's still entertaining. A lot of good action in it. A lot of the jokes do hit. You know, I did get some laughs. I think the audience that I was with found some of them a bit funnier than I did. The person for me who got most of the laughs is in fact Bruce Greenwood, an actor I really like anyway, and he plays the president here, and he looks at this catastrophe, this you know, the country being held hostage by Moore's character, as an opportunity to get rid of all the drug-addled people in the nation. And as a result, the film kind of becomes this social commentary on the legalization of drugs and the validity of that. And while that's great and all, you know, I do like a certain level of intelligence, a certain level of commentary in my movies. It just feels at times like they begin to preach at you, you know? Right, they forget the entertainment and become a big social message movie. But like I say, the way that Bruce Greenwood handles it in his scenes, he gets some of the best laughs in the film, I think. Overall, I think I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5. I would have expected at least 4, but I just don't think it's quite up to scratch when you put it alongside that first film. So 3 out of 5 from me. But what about you? Is it just me? Am I being too harsh? Have you seen this film? And if so, what did you think about it? Comment below, let me know, and until next time, crack in.